Good evening, I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is On the Record. The man whom Kuwait declared persona non grata and expelled in the wake of a rescue video gone viral is back home. Ambassador Renato Villa arrived in Manila Wednesday night. His return comes amid a dispute over a rescue mission that has Kuwait up in arms. Foreign Affairs Secretary Alan Peter Cayetano is calling for sobriety.
I am really glad to be back in the Philippines, filled with pride and honor for having been given the opportunity to serve our country, and most especially our kababayans, fellow Filipinos in Kuwait, for almost 3 years. I will always have fond memories of Kuwait.
We assure everyone that the Philippine government will remain guided by the national interest in seeking solutions that would be beneficial to all concerned. In other words po, kalma lang po. Part talaga po to ng misunderstanding, pero meron tayong objectives, no? At ang objective dito, yung welfare ng atin overseas Filipino.
Our guests here in the studio, Representative Siriaco Acoy Calalang of the Kabayan Party list and Labor Undersecretary Jing Paras. Later on the phone, we're going to speak to Congressman Rufy Biazon, who is a member of the House Committee on Foreign Affairs. We're also talking to two Filipinos who work in Kuwait in just a bit. Let's begin with Undersecretary Paras. Sir, thank you very much for being here. Can you tell us first what the situation is like now in Kuwait? We have a labor attaché there. You said his name, Resty de la Fuente. What is happening right now?
Well, the situation is normal. I have communicated with them just a few days ago. And they're still taking care of our workers there. Yeah. We have about, I don't know now, because when I was there about almost, no, April 11, I was there, and we had about 830 wards. We had two shelters. Wards meaning those domestic workers who had sought shelter or sought refuge with our labor offices.
Sought refuge because of what?
Because they have been maltreated, they are runaways, their contract had expired. So it's a different, but mostly they were there because they left their employers for abuses or maltreatment for that matter.
And these 830 people, all of them documented, or there's a mix of documented and undocumented?
They are mostly documented, maybe just a very few undocumented.
Okay. See, Resty de la Fuente, labor attaché of the Philippines to Kuwait, he was not involved in this latest rescue mission, the video of which had gone viral?
Not that I know of. The Dole people, OWA people, were not part of this so-called rescue. Okay. It is purely a work of the embassy. Maybe some people call them, and they, being Filipinos, that's their job to protect the Filipinos there.
Okay.
Then they did their job.
But wouldn't the labor attaché, in this case, Mr. Resty de la Fuente, be informed at the very least by the embassy personnel before they were going to go out and rescue someone?
Not necessarily so. Because
it's not SOP, in other words.
It's not SOP because, you know, this so-called rescue or saklolo may come just very sudden. And the action or the saklolo that has to be done may be done swiftly. So there's no need for informing because the embassy has their own people. So to speak. Okay,
so hindi kailangan kontakin si labor attaché.
Hindi po.
Or at least. Okay,
but mostly, they coordinate with each other. But in this particular case, that did not happen.
But the labor attaché and the OWA people there in Kuwait, they have rescued many people. Like you said, there's 830 wards. When they rescue someone, is it a videotaped thing? Do they upload?
No, not that I know of, because I asked them, I had a conversation with them. There's no such thing na binivideo. Because the rescue team that were done or are being done by the Department of Labor through the Polo and the Labat and the OWA, they are coordinated with the police. So none of this rescue that being done by the Department of Labor were done like nangangatok ka sa bahay and so on. We don't do those things.
Okay. So ang SOP dito is coordinated with the police of the host country.
Yes, because of course when you report to the police, they will always
they will respond naman.
They will respond naman because if there are violations of the contract, there are maltreatment or abuses that went on in that instant, then the labor officials will tell that to the police, and the police will oblige. Will oblige.
And usually yung rescue, sir, ang ginagawa, is this how it goes? No? Kunyari, may tumawag, nagpapasaklolo, humihingi ng tulong or saklolo. Yung embassy labor attaché or officials will go and pick them up, but tell them don't bring your things, and then but of course inform the police, and then the police go and
the police sasama magsundo. Because
so it becomes a legitimate operation, in
making it legitimate, but also for security reasons also to our officials.
Okay. And your officials, labor officials in the host country do not go to the house and enter the home and take someone, because ang nangyari dito sa viral video incident na ito, kinasuhan yung mga embassy personnel, right? So itong mga labor officials who are there now, sina Resi de la Fuente, yung mga kasama niya sa OWA, wala pa silang ganong kaso.
Wala po, kasi alam mo, Pia, no, I hope this will be understood by our brothers, no, our Filipino people, na ito po ay normal nangyayari. Kasi
normal na nangyari yung mga rescue.
Kasi from time to time there are always maltreatment and there are always OFW that give up. Kasi sometimes 3 hours lang yung pinapatulog sa kanila, 4 hours is very rampant. So eventually, or there are attempts on molesting them, there are attempts on raping them. So natatakot po sila. Minsan sumisibat sila. Then probably to their friends, yun ang tatawag kasi wala naman silang telepono. So minsan yung mga neighbors nila, will be the one to call up the Polo office. Tapos susunduin na lang sila somewhere. There was even an incident that was a headline na walang nag-rescue sa kanila, tumakbo 3 sila. Mabuti na lang when they reach the office of the Polo, may mga ibang Pilipino din na nagkataon na nandoon, and they were secured by those Filipinos against the employers who run after them. So iba-ibang sistema.
Yeah. But this is the first time, well, correct me if I'm wrong, no. This is the first time things went awry. I mean,
well, ang understanding ko dito, no, with due respect, it seems na kung sa Filipino pa or in Spanish, parang na-touch yung amor proprio ng Kuwait. Bakit? Kasi nagka-viral. You know,
kasi in-upload.
I think that
kasi pwede namang mag-video tapos huwag niyo i-upload.
Yes,
for
documentation purposes. But there are some stupid, or how do you call them? Those people na bakit biniral yon? Because certainly that will hurt the. Can you imagine all over the world knew about certain abuses of the Kuwaiti government? Siyempre, they will feel bad about it, that it's being broadcasted all over the world.
Yeah, all right. We're going to speak first to Congressman Rufi Biazon, who, like we said earlier, a member of the Committee on Foreign Affairs at the House of Representatives. Congressman Biazon, I wanted to begin with this. I know you have some insight that you wanted to share with us. You were a guest on a, well, you had a Skype interview with an Arabic language television network, and you had kasama po ninyo mga Kuwaiti parliamentarians. Can you share with us what they said so that we can understand? Kanina, binanggit na nga ni Yusek Paras dito, no, na medyo na parang na-offend ata. Slighted. Kuwait and its officials were slighted by this. So can you tell us more, Congressman Biason?
For this opportunity. First, yung interview kasi, I was together with, although by Skype, I was together with a Kuwaiti parliamentarian. And yung nabanggit niya na sentiment nila, clearly they felt offended by the actions of the Philippine Embassy staff. They felt or they believed that it was a violation of their sovereignty. And they felt that justified yung action nila in expelling our ambassador because in their mind, the Philippine embassy staff violated, they mentioned, violated laws in what they did. So, ako understandably, they would have that kind of sentiment. To be honest with you, if somebody did that here in the Philippines, I would be one of the first to cry foul. So, I would understand where they're coming from. Ang problema nandito, of course, policy is shaped by what the politicians and the policy makers in Parliament are feeling. So, if that is the prevailing sentiment there, then definitely policy is affected. And I think that is why there was swift action on their part to expel our ambassador. Ang isa pa dito medyo disturbing is that that parliamentarian was saying that the Philippines employed military commandos in carrying out the raid. No?
Military commandos?
Yeah, yun ang perception nila. Or
really?
I don't know if it was intentional on their part.
Well, we saw the video. Yeah, we saw the video. It was, well, men running. Mukha na bang commando yan? Parang, oh, anyway, sige, go ahead.
Definitely not. No, I corrected him right away. I said that was an incorrect and even a false statement that he made.
Okay. I know.
They were ordinary embassy staff.
Right. Well, we're showing the video right now, Kong Rufy, and well, yung isa kasi parang correct me if I'm wrong, ano ba yun? Flak jacket ba yun? Yung ginagamit ng mga journalists din, yung brown yan. Ito. So hindi komando, walang arma.
Ang point ko lang dito is that a member of parliament speaking like that would definitely inflame the emotions of the Kuwaitis.
Yeah. So
that's why ang position ko talaga was a call on both sides to calm down.
Oo.
And
kalma lang.
Initiate confidence-building measures on both sides.
Right. So, Kong Rufy,
not escalate. Yes.
What you're saying is, let's put ourselves in the shoes of, kunyari, like you said, kung mangyari yan dito, let's say the embassy of one of the countries that has an embassy here will do something like that. And then the embassy personnel will videotape the incident, upload, and then of course it goes viral. Ang mangyari... Ouch, aray ko. Kong Rufy?
I'm here.
I think we lost him.
Hello? Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'm here.
So, kumbaga, ang magiging feeling natin, we would be offended? Ganun po ba yun?
Yes, if there was no coordination by those embassy staff. Kasi ang lumalabas dyan, parang sinasabi nila na they have laws in place to address these problems, and yet the Filipinos took the law into their own hands.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, well, see,
I'm not saying that justified sila or not, but the fact is that is their sentiment. Yeah. And of course, they are in control of their country. They can do what they want.
Right.
And that's what they did. They expelled our ambassador.
Right. Well, Yusek Paras was explaining just a while ago that rescue missions happen all the time, except that they are coordinated with the police. There was no labor attaché or labor officials with the embassy personnel when they did this. This happens on a very regular basis. But we're going to have to take a short break first. So, Kong Rufi, if you can stay right there, we'll come back. We'll get back to you. We're taking a short break. This is On the Record on CNN Philippines. Welcome back. You're watching On the Record. Still with us, Representative Siriaco Acoy Kalalang, the combined party list, and Labor Undersecretary Jing Paras. Join us by phone, Congressman Rufi Biazon, a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. And we're going to be joined in just a bit by Filipinos who live and work in Kuwait, and they're going to give us their perspective. But let's ask first, Congressman Kalalang. Sir, as far as you're concerned, people should, we should calm down first, no? Parang allow things to settle down. Let the issues cool down first.
Yes, I think the President Duterte is doing the right thing, suspending first the deployment of Filipino workers to Kuwait, because particularly domestic helpers are the most vulnerable sector. We should rethink our deployment policies, because we should deploy more skilled.
More skilled. In other words, let's stop sending domestic helpers?
Let us reduce in the meantime, because this is a long-range plan.
Okay. But how would you describe this incident?
Well, this incident came about because of the zeal of our Filipino, Department of Foreign Affairs workers to rescue distressed workers. And because of their nationalistic fervor, they were not able to inform the Kuwaiti authorities. This was not coordinated, so...
But it should be, right?
It should be.
And like Yusek Paras was explaining a while ago, and like we all know,
all
these
previous
missions are...
rescue missions were coordinated with Kuwaiti authorities, but this time it was not. I think because of they were trying to establish a quick response team. In this regard, the Kuwaiti authorities felt violated, and they filed kidnapping cases against our Kuwaiti official. Our Foreign Affairs officials.
So do you think that the reaction of Kuwait was justified?
Well, if it happens in the Philippines, yes, because if you're in Kuwait, you follow Kuwaiti the laws. Even if you're in the Philippines, you follow Philippine laws. So they were violated, I think.
Yeah.
So they imposed kidnapping charges on 3 Foreign Affairs officials, and they detained 4 drivers in the police.
Yeah, who are Filipino nationals,
drivers who were hired by the embassy.
Right. Okay. So you have a suggestion as to who can mediate?
Well, yes, we should have experienced administrators or Philippine government officials who can mediate between the Philippines and Kuwaiti. We have former Secretary of Labor, Marianito Roque, and former OWA Administrator, Angelo Jimenez, who I think the President could hire to mend this relationship with Kuwaiti. We need more experienced people in the labor and foreign department sector.
A while ago, Yusek Paras was explaining that the labor attaché there in Kuwait, si Resti de la Fuente, was not informed and was not part of this mission. So labor officials there were hindi kasama doon sa mission na yun. They had no idea it was going to happen. Is there something unusual about that? Irregular or what?
Well, for our part, it was a seal. It was a effort to rescue at once distressed Filipinos. But the Filipinos who did this in the embassy were not aware of international law that the authorities of Kuwait should be informed, at least the police. So they feel offended, the Kuwaiti authorities.
All right. But of course, hindi naman lahat inaabuso. There are also, a lot of people would say, marami namang kaso ng mga Filipino nationals who live and work in Kuwait or in any other country who are okay, no? And well, we're going to talk to someone who lives and works in Kuwait, and his name, Hanji Vargas Taton, a nurse who's been working there for 11 years. He's also the president of both the Pinoy Nurses Association and the Philippine Professional Organization in Kuwait. Hanji, thank you for joining us.
Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, and well, it's 7:20 here in the Philippines, in Manila. But Hanji, can you first tell us, no, ano yung pakiramdam mo about this entire controversy, and how is it affecting Filipino nationals who live and work there?
Well, actually, on the first day that we heard about the news that our president is encouraging us to go home, we were also confused why, for what reason. But then at the end of the day, as days pass by, everything goes on normal. There's a lot of different reactions, there was a confusion on what's going on. There's a lot of things going around. What we're gonna do if we're going home back to the Philippines? What will gonna happen to us?
When you say what's going to happen to us, meaning, bakit may trabaho ba ako doon pag uwi ko? Ganon?
Yes, that's one thing, because the president stated that there's already a lot of jobs opportunities back home. But then the question is, if you remember those OFWs who availed the amnesty, it's something around 5,000 kababayans went home. What are the status right now? That is the question. What are the status right now? Are they able to go back to work? Are they able to have their job back or something like that? Or have they been deployed to another country for that purpose? So what's gonna happen to us if that 5,000 people who went home last time wala pa ring trabaho? What will happen to those 260 that will go home?
Okay, and I suppose, Hanji, I mean, like as we introduce you, you're president of the Pinoy Nurses Association there and another organization. Apparently, you're doing well and you're happy there.
Yes, yes, I did. Because the organization is really helping. It really helps a lot in many ways, because the organization is doing like a medical mission regularly in our Philippine embassy. We are helping them to augment the medical needs of our distress OFW that is housed in our Polo office. And at the same time, we are in the Philippine Professional Organization. We are the instrument of the government bringing the PRC to conduct the licensure board examination for our underboard professionals here in Kuwait.
Okay, pero ikaw okay ka lang dyan?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. I've been working here for 11 years, and so far we are not encountering any problems. Okay, let us say I'm working in the Ministry of Health. Well, when it comes to salary, in the situation we are more secured, we are more safe, and the salary is really good. But then we don't take also hindi namin binawaliwala yung situation ng mga kababayan natin on the other side, na kung ano yung mga trabaho nila, because we are even helping them.
Okay. But my last question na lang, Hanji, before we let you go, ano yung pakiramdam mo doon sa nangyari na may rescue mission, na videotape, uploaded, it went viral, nagalit ang Kuwaiti government?
Yes, I think the Kuwait government has the right to be angry, kasi dapat it's been going on. It's been a long time things that is going on in Kuwait na tumutulong, nag-rescue sila, but then videos should not be uploaded because it can really offend the host country. Well, I am not really good in a policy, government or something like that. But then dapat hindi na sana in-upload 'yon. Na naging viral, and then umabot sa ganitong sitwasyon na maraming naapektuhan, and the people are also parang nagka-crumble na kung anong gagawin. But so far, the situation here in Kuwait is really normal. We go to work every day, we go home, nothing. It's like a normal day every day. Walang mga untoward incidents, no apprehensions or something na sinasabi nila na baka namamroblema kami dito or mga ganun. No, everything is normal.
Everything is normal, everything is fine. Maraming salamat sa iyo, Hanji Vargas Taton, a nurse, a Filipino nurse in Kuwait. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. I think we're going to speak to one more a domestic helper this time around. Hopefully, we can get her on the line. In the meantime, I wanted to go back first to, Congressman Biazon is still there on the line. Please just let me know. Okay, we don't have him right now. But I wanted to ask Congressman Calalang and Undersecretary Paras. You heard, Cong Biazon earlier, itong si Henji, Vargas, Taton, all saying the same thing, exactly what you said a while ago. No? Na-offend lang talaga ang Kuwait. And this is, so parang, what do we do now? Apart from cool down, and what do we do now?
Well, actually, we're doing a lot of things. You know? Despite all this hula-baloo about it, our officials are there. In fact, one of our officials, presidential assistant Mamao, is there. He's a Muslim.
Okay, sir. I hope you can hold that thought first. We just need to go to a very short break right now. This is On the Record. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching On the Record. Final words on this, how we move forward in this Philippine-Kuwait situation. Let's get Yusek Paras first to speak.
Well, as I was saying, Philippine officials are continuing to burn bridges, or to
build bridges.
To build bridges,
yeah.
should I say. Yeah. Presidential Assistant for OFWs, Mamao, is there. He's also talking to the people in the foreign ministry. And it seems he's making headway.
Okay.
And of course, our good secretary, Secretary Bello, is about to leave also. And he will be meeting his counterpart, and will also try to mend the sour relationship, so to speak. Secretary Bello will also be looking into the repatriation of our workers who are still caught in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, but of course there are some workers there who are okay. Like we just spoke to Henji, Filipino nurse there.
Let me explain that. I mean, of course, a lot of our workers are okay because these are the skilled workers. What is problematic, Pia, that should be understood is that our OFWs, because they are living with
domestic helpers,
OFWs who are domestic, they are living with the employers, and so many maltreatment are going on.
Not all of them are lucky, no?
Not all of them are lucky, but many are unlucky.
All right, Congressman Calalang, please, final words from you.
Out of this fiasco, I think the Philippines and Kuwait are assessing or evaluating their policies. What we can do now is have the memorandum of understanding signed between Kuwaiti and the Philippine government, and for the Philippines to seek the best terms of employment for the Filipinos.
Yeah. MOU ba dapat or bilateral labor agreement?
Well,
which would
we can call it bilateral labor agreement. Memorandum of agreement. Expressing the concerns of Kuwait and the positions of the Philippines.
Okay, thank you very much to our guests tonight. I'm sorry we ran out of time. I was about to say Congressman, Undersecretary Jing Paras, thank you, sir, for being here, and Congressman Ake Calalang, sir, salamat po. And thank you also earlier to Congressman Rufi Biazon and to Henji Vargas Taton, a Filipino nurse in Kuwait. That is On the Record. I'm Pia Hontiveros. Thanks for watching.